Have you ever felt that whisper? That deep gut feeling that there's something huge hidden right under our noses, maybe even like under miles of ice.
Oh, absolutely. It's a feeling a lot of people share, isn't it? That sense that there's way more to our world than what we see every day.
Exactly. So today, we're really digging into the hidden story of Antarctica. And I mean, forget the usual picture, desolate ice, penguins.
Right. Nothing there.
Yeah, nothing there.
Yeah.
Our source material for this deep dive is, well, it's pretty unique. It's a detailed transmission from beings called the Pleiadians, channeled through someone named Valier.
And this material, it paints Antarctica not as a wasteland, but as this central stage, a place for big cosmic events and buried truths.
Truths that are apparently really key to humanity's whole journey toward, full consciousness.
Yeah, and we see this deep dive as a kind of shortcut for you, the listener, to help you maybe understand why you might already feel that pull, that sense of something massive under the ice down there.
Especially if you identify with the term awakening starseed.
Exactly. Those who feel that connection to other star systems, maybe a sense of mission here on Earth right now. This info often just clicks. It confirms that inner knowing.
So what's the plan today? What are we trying to figure out?
Well, the big questions are, how did this significant advanced base end up under all that ice? And how did it thrive?
Right. And what forces were involved?
Yeah.
Human, maybe not so human. What made it such a stronghold?
And how did governments on Earth find out? Because apparently they knew, even way back. What did they do about it?
And the biggest one, maybe, how does this all connect to those ancient galactic conflicts, the ones sometimes called the Orion Wars?
Okay, so let's start with the base itself. Deep under the Antarctic ice for decades now, there's been this sprawling underground complex.
And this isn't just like a conspiracy theory in this view.
No, the sources describe it as a solid reality, just hidden. Miles of ice, that incredibly harsh climate-perfect cover.
So it's down there.
Extensive caverns, tunneled-out cities, even hangars, labs,
Yeah.
all carved into ancient rock beneath the ice sheet.
Wow. I read they even had a nickname for it, something poetic.
Yeah, apparently some in the know called it Shangri-La on ice.
Shangri-La on ice. That paints a picture. Okay, so how does something like that even start? Where did it come from?
The origins, according to these sources, are pretty startling. It traces back to a breakaway group from Germany, late 1930s, 1940s.
During the war.
Right. While the world was focused on the war, German expeditions were apparently pouring resources into Antarctica. They had this vision of a new, secure power base.
And they found something.
They reportedly found these huge natural caverns under the ice. And get this, some were naturally warm, heated by geothermal activity.
Seriously. Warm caverns under the Antarctic ice.
Yeah, making them surprisingly usable for bases, for supporting life. It was like a hidden world protected from weather and, other countries.
So they saw it as a safe haven, a place to survive and maybe regroup.
Exactly. A place to continue developing their ideas and technology, maybe rise again later.
And what happened after World War II ended? There are always those stories about U-boats.
Those stories fit right in here. The sources talk about U-boats ferrying key people, tech, maybe even leaders, to these secret Antarctic spots as Germany was collapsed.
Well, I think I remember hearing about a German admiral who said something cryptic.
Yeah, he mentioned an unreachable fortress made from another world. It sounds dramatic, but it fits the narrative.
So by the end of the war, this wasn't just a plan, it was happening.
Apparently, yes. A small but pretty advanced breakaway civilization took root. They had a fortified base, kept working on advanced aerospace tech.
Underground hangars, high-tech workshops. You said it was like a secret space program starting out?
In embryo, yeah. That's a good way to put it. But here's the absolute kicker, the part that changes everything.
Okay.
They didn't do it alone. This Antarctic stronghold from the very beginning was a joint venture. Human and extraterrestrial.
Whoa, okay. So ETs were involved right from the start, helping them set up.
That's what the sources strongly indicate. Certain ET groups saw an opportunity, maybe aligned with their own agendas, and actively helped these human factions establish this base. It quickly became this hub of advanced knowledge, advanced power, all kept incredibly secret.
It's just amazing to think something that big could stay hidden. Though, maybe there have been clues?
There have been, definitely. For those looking, anyway. Over the decades, weird things pop up. Strange magnetic readings in Antarctica.
Yeah.
Unexplained no-fly zones over certain areas. Even, high-ranking officials suddenly getting transferred to remote polar jobs, even recently.
And what about all those international treaties, the ones about Antarctica being for science only?
Well, the sources suggest that those treaties, while looking good on paper science, preservation actually made it super convenient to keep prying eyes away. An unintended consequence, or maybe not so unintended.
Okay, so let's connect this back to the war period. You mentioned German groups. Was there more going on there?
Yes, the story gets deeper. Before WWII even started, certain German secret societies were apparently obsessed with esoteric knowledge, ancient power.
Right, that's a known thing.
And according to this Pleiadian source, a very gifted human medium, someone with Pleiadian soul roots, actually made contact with non-human intelligences.
And these intelligences? They helped.
Reportedly, yes. They provided technical schematics, blueprints, essentially for early flying saucer-type craft. And they pointed the Germans towards these specific refuge spots in Antarctica, places with maybe ancient technology or just natural protection.
Which leads us, I guess, to Operation High Jump, the big U.S. Navy expedition right after the war.
Exactly. 1946-47. Officially, it was training, mapping, scientific research, but the real purpose, these sources say, was military. Go down there, find out what, if anything, was left of this German presence, and neutralize it.
But it didn't go according to plan.
Not at all. What the American task force ran into was, well, shocking. They encountered highly advanced craft, silvery, disc-shaped things emerging from the ocean from under the ice.
What kind of craft?
Some apparently had markings reminiscent of swastikas, maybe linking them to the German breakaway group. But others were described as clearly non-human design, and their performance, it was unbelievable.
How so?
Zipping around, making impossible turns at speeds no 1940s plane could dream of. And they had weapons energy beams that just disabled or destroyed the Navy's aircraft and vehicles.
So the U.S. Navy, with this huge fleet, was just outmatched.
Completely overwhelmed. They suffered casualties, damage, and had to pull out way ahead of schedule. It was a secret, stunning defeat, and it sent a shockwave through the highest levels of power.
And the admiral in charge, Admiral Byrd, he tried to warn people.
He did. On his way back, he gave an interview to a Chilean newspaper. He talked about the need for the U.S. to prepare defenses against enemy fighters. His words are something like fighters that can fly from pole to pole at incredible speeds.
Wow, pole to pole at incredible speeds. That's pretty direct.
It was. Of course, that hint was quickly buried, hushed up. But the message got through to the governments. There was a powerful, unknown force dug in deep in Antarctica, and they had technology far beyond ours.
So this wasn't just leftover Nazis hiding out. This was something else entirely.
Something much more significant. And it kicked off a whole new kind of Cold War, mostly hidden from the public. Not just US versus Soviets, but Earth governments versus this Antarctic power base.
And those treaties we mentioned earlier, the ones demilitarizing Antarctica,
they fit right into this period. On the surface, great international cooperation for science. But the underlying reality, according to the sources, was about managing this secret, keeping the public out, ensuring nobody stumbled onto the truth. Secrecy was paramount.
Okay, but if they couldn't beat them, did they try to deal with them?
That's the next step. Secret negotiations apparently happened. The US, the Soviets, talking to this Antarctic German faction.
What kind of deals?
Basically, a tense truce. The breakaway group agrees to stay hidden, not launch open attacks. In return, the big world powers agree to keep their existence secret. And maybe even cooperate.
Cooperate how?
Technology exchange. This is where things like Project Paperclip, bringing German scientists to the US, might have had a hidden dimension. It started this silent race to understand and maybe replicate the advanced tech they'd encountered.
Okay, this is already mind-bending. But you mentioned ET involvement from the start. Let's bring them back in. Who were they?
Right. To really get the picture, we need to talk about a group often called the Reptilians, or sometimes the Draco.
I've heard those terms, often not in a positive light.
Generally not, no. In these narratives, they're often described as highly advanced, but also hierarchical, imperialistic, service to self-orientation.
And they were involved with the Germans in Antarctica.
Deeply involved, according to these sources. They were apparently instrumental in helping the Germans find the locations, build the bases, harness the geothermal energy. They provided advanced knowledge and guidance, mentors in a dark sort of way.
So when Operation High Jump got defeated, was that German tech or reptilian tech?
The sources are clear. It was largely the reptilian craft and weaponry that decimated the U.S. task force. Those super-fast discs, the energy weapons, that was their contribution. It was a demonstration of power.
Why? What was their goal, their agenda in doing this?
Influence and control, mainly. By helping the Germans establish this untouchable base, they created a powerful foothold on Earth, hidden from view. And by humiliating the US Navy, they sent a message to all world powers. We're here, we're powerful, don't mess with us, deal with us.
They wanted submission through intimidation.
Exactly. But maybe a subtle kind of submission. They preferred, it seems, to let the human governments think they were still in charge while making deals behind the scenes.
Deals for technology.
That seems to be a major part of it. Secret meetings, perhaps starting in the 50s, where deals were struck. Some parts of the US military or intelligence complex might get access to some advanced tech, maybe early spacecraft designs, maybe mind control techniques.
In exchange for what?
In exchange for silence and looking the other way, allowing certain reptilian activities to continue unchallenged, maybe things like abductions, continued underground base expansion, resource extraction, essentially trading sovereignty for tech scraps.
And inside the Antarctic base itself. What was the reptilian role there over the decades?
They apparently maintained a strong presence, acting as overseers for many projects.
Like what?
Things like developing even more advanced craft, what some call the Dark Fleet, that supposedly travels off-planet, but also genetic experiments.
Genetic experiment.
Yes, deeply controversial stuff. Trying to hybridize species, maybe enhance soldiers, integrating human and alien DNA. The sources hint at some pretty dark and unethical activity happening in those labs.
This sounds horrifying. Was all the ET involvement like this? Was it all negative?
No, and that's important. The Pleiadian sources mention another group, human-looking Nordics from Aldebaran, who initially helped the Germans. Yes, the Pleiadians themselves call this early Aldebaran involvement a grievous mistake, and strongly disavow it now. They emphasize that their collective today stands firmly for humanity's freedom and healing. In fact, they say they are actively working now to counteract and neutralize the negative reptilian influence on Earth.
Okay, so a complex picture with different players. It's incredible how much of this seems to have stayed hidden. Or has it? Has it leaked out in other ways?
That's a fascinating angle. The idea that truth, even when suppressed, finds ways to whisper itself into existence, often through art, through fiction, through pop culture.
Like breadcrumbs.
Exactly. Almost like those in the know, or maybe even higher consciousness, were seeding clues into the collective mind all along.
Can you give an example?
A really striking one is in the first Alien movie, from 1979, way back then. There's that early scene where the spaceship, the Nostromo, they're trying to call Earth.
Right.
And who do they call? Not Houston, not Mission Control. The line is, "This is commercial towing vehicle Nostromo out of the Solomons calling Antarctica traffic control."
Antarctica traffic control.
Yeah.
It's weirdly specific.
Isn't it? Why Antarctica? For most people, it's just a random line. But for anyone tuned into these hidden narratives, it's a potential bombshell. A hint that Antarctica, in some reality, is a known hub for aerospace, for space traffic.
Kind of soft disclosure. Planting a seed.
That's exactly how the sources frame it. A little wink, a nod to those who might suspect something more is going on down there.
And this isn't the only example, is it? Antarctica pops up in strange contexts quite a bit in fiction.
Oh yeah, think about The Thing from 1982, an alien unearthed from the Antarctic ice. Or Alien vs. Predator in 2004 with that ancient pyramid hidden under the ice.
Even the X-Files went there, didn't they? Secrets under the ice.
They did. The pattern is there. Why? Maybe because deep down the human psyche knows something is there. And maybe those managing the truth embargo, the suppression, sometimes allow these stories. It creates plausible deniability. Oh, that's just science fiction.
What about those rumors you hear sometimes? But world leaders, powerful people making odd trips down to Antarctica.
Those rumors persist, don't they? It fits with this idea of signaling. There might be a kind of cosmic law or maybe just a psychological need that requires truth to be hinted at, even if hidden. Sprinkling clues, assuming most people won't connect the dots.
Even the name itself, Antarctica, feels kind of mysterious. You hear it in prophecy sometimes, talk of gateways or power spots.
It does hold a certain mystique. Spiritual channels sometimes speak of a great light or energy coming from there, an important energy nexus for the planet.
So hiding truth in fiction, symbolic trips.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a game.
A game based on consent, perhaps. The sources suggest the universe operates on principles of consent, even tacit or implied consent. By putting clues out there, maybe those keeping secrets felt they had fulfilled some requirement, gained our unspoken agreement to let things continue.
But you're saying that game is ending.
That's the message. As human consciousness rises, as more people like you start asking questions and feeling that inner knowing, implicit consent isn't enough anymore, the hidden truths have to come out into the open. Karmic law demands it, apparently.
Okay, this is leading somewhere even deeper. If there are secrets under the ice, what are they? What's actually down there? Besides maybe this German reptilian base.
Right. To get that, we have to go way, way back in time. Antarctica's real significance isn't just recent history. It's ancient. It's deeply historical, deeply spiritual.
How far back?
Think like 50,000 to 60,000 years ago, maybe even further back in some layers. There was a time when Antarctica wasn't ice. It was warm, green, lush.
And inhabited.
By highly advanced beings, yes. Different traditions might call them Patamites, Atlanteans, Lemurians. The names vary, but the idea is a sophisticated civilization lived there.
Wow. A green Antarctica with an advanced civilization.
And here's another layer. These beings, some possibly refugees from other lost lands or even other star systems, didn't just build on virgin ground. They built on top of even older ruins.
Older ruins.
Millions of years old, potentially. Remnants of what the sources call a primordial Earth civilization. Maybe colossal power generators, data archives, things left over from an age we can barely conceive of. Antarctica was like this layered cake of ancient civilizations.
So what were these Atlantean-type beings doing there? What was their civilization like?
They apparently built a magnificent city, halls lined with strange metal alloys, devices that could manipulate gravity, advanced genetic labs.
Genetic labs? Doing what?
Experimenting with Earth's life forms, creating hybrid creatures, maybe making early genetic tweaks to the human form itself. It sounds a lot like the Atlantis myths, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And carries that same warning about misusing powerful science.
It does. So obviously something happened to them. They aren't there now.
Right. Around 12,000 years ago, give or take, came a massive, sudden global shift. The sources call it a great flood and freeze. We know it geologically as the Younger Dryas period, a time of rapid, drastic climate change.
And for Antarctica.
Its climate just flipped, almost instantly, it seems. Flash frozen. An entire continent, its cities, buildings, people, animals, preserved in ice. Like a cosmic Pompeii frozen in mid-action.
An entire civilization flash frozen.
That's hard to imagine.
And hidden under miles of ice for millennia. Until modern times.
When these secret programs started looking, you mentioned dream and clairvoyance earlier.
Yeah, that apparently pointed the way initially. Later, more conventional but still secret, exploratory drilling and tunneling, maybe starting in the 60s and 70s, began to confirm these finds.
And the sources describe this as
the greatest archaeological discovery never told. A complete motherlode of ancient alien artifacts.
So what did they actually find down there, tunneling through the ice into these frozen cities?
It sounds like pure sci-fi. Vast halls still intact, strange machines, purpose unknown, rooms lined with gold and copper, maybe energy conduits.
And bodies.
Yes. Perfectly preserved bodies, including some described as three-fingered, long-skulled humanoids, eerily similar to those strange elongated skulls found in places like Peru. 3 fingers, long skulls. Okay, what else?
Dormant, but potentially functional energy devices. Remnants of ancient spacecraft. Libraries containing vast amounts of lost knowledge, maybe on crystal-like media, and even remains of giants and other beings that don't fit our standard evolutionary picture.
This is huge. How does knowing this help us? Help you, the listener, on your path?
It's profound, really. This is like finding a huge missing chapter in the human story. It shows we weren't just struggling out of the mud. We've been part of a bigger galactic picture for a very, very long time.
And the cautionary tale aspect.
Definitely. Seeing how an advanced civilization could fall, likely through misusing its own power and technology, that holds up a mirror to our own time, doesn't it? A chance to learn from the deep past.
And for starseeds, does this resonate particularly?
Very much so. Many starseeds carry these deep subconscious soul memories of ancient Earth, of these pre-cataclysm civilizations. So hearing about Antarctica's Atlantis feels like remembering something vital. It offers a chance to heal old collective wounds associated with that fall.
If this stuff ever becomes public knowledge, the potential seems enormous.
Staggering. Imagine ethical scientists studying this openly. Clean, limitless energy sources based on principles we've forgotten, medical knowledge that could revolutionize health, and historical records, filling in the blanks about human origins, our connections to groups like Pleiadians, Sirians. It would rewrite everything.
Okay, let's zoom out again.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Orion Wars earlier. How does this ancient Antarctic civilization and the later German base fit into that bigger cosmic picture?
It connects directly. Those Orion Wars, fought eons ago across parts of the galaxy, were fundamentally about conflicting philosophies. Service to self Think expansionist empires like some Orion and Draconian factions versus service to others, freedom-loving groups from places like Lyra, the Pleiades.
And Earth was caught in the middle.
Earth, or Terra, was seen as this incredibly valuable prize. A beautiful planet with rich genetics, a special energy. Initially, it was more of a neutral zone, an experiment nurtured by positive groups. But its potential also attracted the negative factions, those wanting to control or exploit it.
So the struggle we see playing out in Antarctica
Is essentially a continuation, a localized echo of that ancient Orion conflict. The Reptilians helping the German breakaway group. They represent that service to self or Draco agenda, trying to maintain a foothold of control.
and opposing them.
Positive ET groups, Pleiadians, Andromedans, Arcturans, others working more subtly, often through inspiration, through contactees, trying to support humanity's awakening and freedom without direct intervention that could violate free will. Earth has been the final stage in many ways for this long drama, mostly fought on the spiritual and psychological planes now.
And starseeds listening to this, what's their connection to Orion?
You, if you resonate as a starseed, are very likely a veteran of those ancient conflicts. You carry the soul memory, the experience. You came here to Earth at the specific time, partly because you remember the stakes. You vowed on some level not to let Earth fall into that same pattern of control.
So clearing out this negative influence in Antarctica is more than just a cleanup operation.
It's hugely symbolic. According to the sources, the ongoing work to clear and liberate the Antarctic fortress, done by joint positive human and ET forces, literally and symbolically marks the end of the Orion Wars' grip on planet Earth.
It's interesting how that galactic conflict mirrors the conflict inside each of us too. Love versus fear, unity versus separation.
Exactly. The macro reflects the micro. The Orion Wars are also a metaphor for that inner struggle we all navigate.
Are there signs this conflict is actually winding down?
There are reports, yes. Insider accounts suggest that in recent years, some high-ranking Draco royal figures have actually approached Earth alliances, offering terms of surrender, basically acknowledging their time influencing Earth is over.
Really? Surrender.
That's the intel. It signals a major shift. The primary dark players recognize the game is changing. And the Pleiadians, having learned from their own complex history within these galactic dramas, are now here in a much clearer, supportive role, assisting Earth's transition.
Okay, bringing this all back home. For someone listening right now, feeling maybe overwhelmed but also intrigued, what does this mean for them? What's their role?
First, just recognize that pull. If this information resonates, even if it seems wild, trust that. Your soul likely chose to be here right now for this massive shift, this planetary ascension. Your DNA is wired for truth. Your intuition recognizes these hidden realities starting to surface.
So what do we do with that recognition?
Your role, especially for starseeds, becomes crucial as things unfold. You're likely going to be the calm anchors when big disclosures happen.
When the news finally breaks about ruins or ETs or suppressed tech.
Exactly. When friends, family, communities are maybe freaking out, confused, scared, you'll be the ones who can offer perspective. You can help them see it's ultimately good news. It means incredible progress is possible. It means we were never alone. You provide that stability.
The key seems to be unity then, not letting these revelations divide us further.
Absolutely critical. Secrets held power because humanity was divided and largely unaware. Once the truth is out, the focus has to be on unifying, healing the past, and building a better future together.
How do we share this kind of information, though? It's so far out for many people.
With wisdom and discernment, gently. Maybe don't lead with, reptilians run a secret base. Start with curiosity. Hey, isn't it weird how many leaders go to Antarctica? Or, did you see that movie hinting at stuff under the ice? Wonder what's really there? Offer information lovingly. Let people open up at their own pace. Avoid triggering fear.
And resist the urge to get angry about the past deception.
That's a big one. There might be anger, and calls for justice are valid. But dwelling on vengeance doesn't help us move forward. Focus on solutions. The sources say benevolent groups, like a galactic federation, are actually helping oversee this transition to keep it as peaceful as possible, preventing chaos or witch hunts.
Many listeners might feel called to step up more actively.
Yes. Many starseeds will feel a strong pull towards leadership roles, maybe as teachers, explaining galactic history or universal laws, or healers, helping people process the emotional impact of these truths.
Or maybe in tech or history.
Definitely. Those drawn to technology might get involved in understanding or even reverse engineering some of the ancient or suppressed tech. Others might help rewrite our history books to include our true cosmic origins. Trust your passion. That's your soul guiding you to where you can best serve.
What about collective action, like meditation?
Hugely powerful. Don't underestimate group consciousness.
Yeah.
If you feel called to join or form groups to meditate, to send focus, intention, love, peace, light to places like Antarctica or other key energy spots on Earth, do it. It makes a real difference.
So disclosure about Antarctica.
Yeah.
Could that lead to open contact with positive ETs?
It's seen as a natural next step. Once humanity digests the reality of hidden history and non-human influence right here on Earth, the next logical question is, well, who else is out there? Can we meet the good guys?
But humanity needs to be ready.
Yes. Demonstrating unity, choosing peace over fear and division. That's like sending an invitation. Many benevolent star nations are eager for open contact, for that reunion. Imagine Syrian scientists helping clean our oceans, Arcturians sharing healing technologies. It's coming.
It all sounds incredibly hopeful despite the dark elements in the past.
That's the core message. Humanity is not doomed. You are not alone. You are not powerless. The sleeping giant of human potential is waking up. Ending the truth embargo means ending enforced scarcity. It opens the door to clean energy, advanced healing, a total revolution in how we live and learn.
What's important to remember day to day with all this cosmic stuff swirling around?
Stay grounded, connect with Earth, go outside, walk barefoot, breathe with the trees. Gaia, the spirit of the planet, is our partner in this. She's waited patiently too. Your personal grounding, your inner peace, directly supports the whole planet's shift.
Can you paint a picture? That future moment of revelation.
Imagine it. A major news announcement. Maybe an international team confirms stunning finds under the ice, ancient structures, an intact ship, maybe even non-human bodies preserved. The world is reeling.
And where are we? The listeners who know this already.
You're watching, maybe with tears of relief, and you're calm. You turn to your loved ones and just smile and say something like, "Welcome to the real world. It's been a long time coming."
What's the Pleiadian take on all this? How do they see our future?
They speak of immense joy and anticipation. They look forward to reunion, to seeing the Orion drama finally resolved here. They see Earth with all its beauty and complexity, ready to join a peaceful galactic federation, adding our unique energy to the cosmic tapestry.
So it feels like we're right on the edge of something incredible.
The long, dark Antarctic night is ending. You can almost see the first rays and a global dawn on the horizon.
What's the final takeaway for our listeners?
Take this information in, let it settle. Gently release any fear it brings up, and trust that inner knowing, that intuition that led you here. You are absolutely right on track.
Because ultimately,
The truth really does set you free. It's leading humanity towards a future, a destiny that's more brilliant and amazing than we can even fully grasp right now.
and we're supported in this.
Always. Your star family, including the Pleiadians, sends constant love and encouragement. You are safe. Humanity is moving step by step into a state of much greater safety, freedom, and openness.